There we go. Is that better? Can you now hear me? All right. Well, sound should now work. All right. So here, you know what? Let me restart it really quick since I screwed up. One sec. I'll come right back. Well, then again, I fixed it, so whatever. Okay. My bad. All right. So anyway, let's get you caught up. All right. So we've got this Blue Origin takeoff happening in 8 minutes. Jeff Bezos will be going into space along with 3 other people. At the same time, we've got 10-year Treasury yields down at 1.15%, which is shocking because, gosh, you go back to February. In February, Treasury yields were skyrocketing. They went up so fast and so rapidly that folks thought we were easily going to go back to 2% on the 10-year Treasury, potentially even more. That inflation was here to stay, and there was nothing we were going to be able to do about it. And because of that, Treasury yields were going to essentially go to the moon. People were talking about, oh, it's easily going to be 2%. It's easily going to be 2.25%. And it's amazing how quickly the market can just U-turn on you. It's amazing. So anyway, pretty incredible to see that the 10-year Treasury yields are plummeting now. And we do have this rocket launch that we'll be covering in just a moment. But I'm going to go ahead and show you the 10-year Treasury. So let's hop on over here. Look at that. My gosh. It's now sitting at 1.46%. Absolutely unreal. It's incredible. 1.4146%. This is the lowest that we've seen since when? Let's see here. Let's go back. Yes, since right before they started taking off. This is right before the crash in February, April, May, March. March through July, essentially. And that's incredible. Going right back to those 10 years. So let's go ahead and take a peek, though, over here. We've got Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin did have a Grayscale Bitcoin Trust lockup expire. And that could be one of the reasons we're seeing Bitcoin plummet today. Bitcoin sitting right now at 29,680. 29,680, and it's kind of been sitting here overnight. Pretty sure last night, yeah. See, we've been pretty much flat here. Look at that. So we plummeted here. Almost makes you think here was your lockup, right? Your expiration. You get folks sell. And now we're not seeing that sell pressure anymore. We're not seeing that push to the downside. We did go as low as 29,295, which is absolutely incredible. That we fell to 29,295. It's pretty painful. But gosh, yeah, now we're sitting on this sort of shelf here of somewhere around 29.5, 29.6. It makes you wonder, could it be a buying opportunity? I did a little bit of crypto buying yesterday. Sent out an alert for it as we were at some of these lows here. We've been trading sideways since that moment, so we're still sitting at the similar pricing. Woo! Oh man, look at that. Peloton. Yikes. Peloton. Jeez. Peloton's taking off. Wow. That's funny. Well, good for Peloton. Peloton up 5.8% here in the pre-market. I'm shocked. But good for Peloton. We've got Redfin taking off again here. Redfin, PSAC, MREN, ChargePoint. Hey, ChargePoint coming back. That's great. Matterport coming back. Awesome. Good green day here. EMC back 1.85%. Wayfair, 23andMe, Simon Property Group. Awesome. Let's see here. Enphase, Nordstrom, Arcimoto. 1.3% to the upside. Palantir finally coming up again a little bit. Pretty incredible. Let's see here. We're going to go slow chat too. We have, hey, look, Tesla's actually moving up a little bit today. Golly, Tesla's been one of those sideways traders. All right, let's see here. Okay, here we go. All right. So, but anyway, okay, Tesla, 0.92%. Let me change this here. Oh, that's weird. Our thumbnail never updated. I thought I put a rocket ship in it. So there we go. Let's fix that. There we go. Get the rocket ship in there. Oh, now it's only a rocket ship. Oh, what a funny start to the morning. Sound didn't work. The rocket ship didn't work. Okay, let's try again. But anyway, we do have this launch happening here in just a few minutes, which of course we're going to cover. And there we go. Okay, perfect. Now we can chillax the chat a little bit. Perfect. Okay. So anyway, yeah, look at this. Just, I mean, go back over to it while this launch prepares. We are going back into a relatively green space here. Rocket, look at Rocket Mortgage though. Rocket Mortgage just getting crushed here. Coinbase still getting crushed. You've got Virgin Galactic up 0.31%. Yeah. Yep. You've got really not much red today. Not much red at all. And you've even got Cinemark up 3.25%. Yeah. Hey, you know what? This is good. This is what, you know, yesterday we touched on. What we're going to see is either a continuation of some of this pain and this oh, let's throw all the money into the return to home plays, right? Or we go right back to nah, that was overblown. Everything's going to come back tomorrow. So far, it seems to be a little bit of everything's coming back because we are seeing some of those, even the outplays like Darden, you know, the reopening plays, Darden, Cinemark, and some of these other companies recovering from their pain yesterday. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got here. We got 1 minute, 38 seconds to go. Kind of an interesting market open. A lot of green, though. Most stocks are green right now. The exception of we've got Rocket Mortgage, Blue Apron, Riot, Marathon, Coinbase. Makes sense. Crypto one's chillaxing a little bit. All right, so let's see what we got. We got 1 minute for this takeoff. Let's go ahead and listen into their commentary.
From a business standpoint and a societal one, a human one on space and our future as the human species in space. This idea of colonization of the final frontier. This is the first step for a company like Blue Origin in that bigger, broader vision for Bezos to build this so-called road to space. We're 40 seconds from liftoff here. Thrust will be 110,000 pounds, max acceleration, 3 times the speed of sound, for this 11-minute fully autonomous journey that we will see past the edge of space, past the so-called Kármán line.
Here we go. 17.
T-minus 10, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Command engine start. 2, 1. Ignition.
Whoa. That's cool. Dang, that looks great. It looks like a simulation. It looks like fake. It's so perfect.
Go, Oliver. You are going to space.
Wow. It's also kind of neat that it's like on autopilot. But then again, I guess
Listen to the roar of the BE3 engine. We are just about to pass through max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. That was when the stresses on the vehicle.
There you have it.
Maximum.
Jeff Bezos and his 3 crewmates are now headed to space.
Beautiful burn on that BE3 engine.
Yeah, I wonder how many rocket launch takeoffs are not fully automated. I guess the cool thing is that the whole thing is fully automated. The landing, you know, whatever, however they flip this thing around to come back down to Earth.
The youngest person to have ever gone to space, and the first time that a U.S. company is carrying a paying passenger to space. As we see this mission underway.
It just feels different, doesn't it, Gary?
It is totally different.
Jeez. Okay. Oh, well, keep an eye on this while we also keep an eye on the sticks.
It's a single liquid-fueled BE-3 engine.
So far,
Yeah, Jeff Bezos is inside. So while this happens, Rocket Mortgage is falling. Rocket Mortgage down 3.4%. But Peloton taking off like a rocket. Peloton doing very, very well. Matterport's coming up. Shift Technologies up. Very, very good here. Good moves.
Joe's been making fun of me from years ago when I talked about how exciting these rocket launches are.
Oh,
but
wow.
man, I want to do this. I want to do this, Morgan. Watching that makes me want to get in.
Right?
Do it. How much fun could that be?
By the
I don't know. I don't want to go
By the
on
way,
that.
just take a look. You're seeing that the altitude. I don't know if you can see it right there. There you go. The altitude as they do climb to the edge of space right now looks like 0 G. They accelerated 2-3 times the speed of sound. Now things begin to slow down a little bit.
What, Morgan? What's the max?
And you're going to
altitude
see
they're reach?
weightlessness.
Okay.
They're going to go above the Kármán line, which is 62 miles above Earth, and so they're going to go for a bit further than this. And as you see on that screen, it's 0 G. So weightlessness has set in, and this is we're not going to get those images until after they land and land safely. But presumably, right now, you have those passengers unstrapping to begin experiencing that weightlessness around the capsule's cabin.
That's awesome. So you just go up there and play around, basically.
I know that I watch candidly, like I watch a sci-fi movie, a scary movie, because the last thing you ever want to see is something terrible. How many people there actually felt that maybe something could go wrong?
Well, it's like the old saying, space is hard. Space is hard, and space with humans on board a spacecraft is especially hard. Everything has to go pretty much perfectly right.
All right, I'm just going to pull off their commentary, and we're just going to keep an eye on what's moving here. Right now, it's honestly Piton. Piton running 6.3% here. It's got the real COVID momentum behind it. I'm shocked. I was expecting that not to last. Yeah, then you've got Lemonade up 2.45%, Bed Bath, Churchill Capital 1.94% to the upside as well. Matterport not moving to the upside anymore as much as it was at 1 point over 3%, now just up 1.89. Pretty relaxed trade movements right now. I wonder if everybody's just sort of watching the flight. But yeah, most things aren't really changing here. It's going to be a mostly green day.
On their way down now, right?
I mean, that's it.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
That's it.
So we saw it looks like it was about altitude of about 340,000 feet or so. I'll get those final numbers for you in just a few moments. But now that's right. The descent begins. You can see those. It looks like you can see those parachutes deployed.
David, the
and then
cost per
on the
minute.
left side of your screen, that is the booster.
Okay.
It's kind of funny, all the background screaming you hear.
Everybody in?
First step, status check. First step, status check. Astronaut Oliver.
Oh, wow. Oliver, status check. Oh, sorry.
All right.
Oliver, status perfect. Vinci.
Copy, astronaut Wally.
Wally. Under control, Wally is Vinci.
Copy, astronaut demo.
Astronaut demo, reply.
Copy. Astronaut Bezos.
All right, 20,000 feet off the ground. So you're closer to the ground than with a plane right now. Most planes fly above that, like the commercial. 10,000 feet. This is where you parachute from, isn't it?
Thank you again, everybody, for joining us live for first human flight on New Chapter.
Oh, look, it's gonna land like look at that, like a Elon Musk rocket. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
And that is the reusable rocket booster.
Wow.
Making a
That was
pinpoint
impressive.
landing back here.
That was
I don't know if
really
you guys
good.
could hear it, but that was the sonic boom as it re-entered and came
You know,
down.
everybody's usually like, "Oh, only Elon can pull it off." That was pretty nice.
And that's the capsule making its descent.
So the capsule is just coming down on its parachute separately, huh?
When they land, they will have earned their astronaut wings. Right now, they're going to be feeling the force of 5 Gs.
Stand by drogues. Stand by drogues. Stand by main. Stand by main. Stand by main. Stand by main.
And that's the capsule. It just deployed its parachutes. You can hear the clapping on the ground here.
Wow.
You have employees clapping and cheering.
That looks cool.
The astronauts,
Looks
by
like
the
a
way,
jellyfish.
have been joined by family members and friends for this launch as well. A lot of celebrating happening here on the ground. You can see those parachutes and that capsule coming in for a landing. It's slowing down. The parachutes will slow it down to about 16 miles per hour. And as it gets closer, there will be thrusters that power up to slow it further for a landing of about 1 to 2 miles per hour.
Even the capsule gets thrusters. I think when NASA would do theirs, their capsule lands into the ocean. They wouldn't have that.
Guys, you can add astronaut
There it is.
to the list of accomplishments for Jeff Bezos.
Wow.
Yep.
Yep. We often talk
Space
about
tourism.
Is that a slam like for other astronauts? Like people who like studied for that and stuff? I don't know.
So who's the second? Because that person just became the richest for. He's not on Earth.
11 minutes. Yeah,
He's
Elon
not on
Musk or whoever else it was. Right?
Elon Musk.
Kind of funny, isn't it? Yeah. Two of them. Maybe they'll go up together one day. Although I guess they.
I don't know if that could be allowed.
Yeah,
it's like the president and vice president being the
Whose
same
rocket would they use?
All right, here we go.
Well, there we go.
Now the drone. Wow. I don't see boosters. Oh,
A smooth touchdown.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
I did not see the boosters. That looked like you got a full like 16-mile-an-hour kind of crash.
On launch site one.
Congratulations to all of you.
But I think it was fine.
History has been made.
I think we heard Jeff Bezos there saying thank you to everybody.
Copy first step. You have a very happy Capcom here as well. Let's do a status check. Astronaut Oliver.
Wow. All right. That's cool.
From that demo.
Astronaut demo. I am unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Copy.
It's cool.
As you get Blue Control Bezos, best day ever.
Copy, everyone. Go ahead and remain in your seats. Crew member 7 is on their way. Shortly, you will hear the capsule off-gassing.
That's interesting. What's also interesting is just how far away probably their ride is. But I mean, it's not like you want this thing to land on people waiting on the ground, so I get it, but it's interesting. At the same time, Bitcoin is selling down a little bit. You've got Bitcoin kind of doing the reverse rocket, where it's kind of going down. Yeah, that, and it's falling a little bit more right now. 29,542 right now. Let's see here. Property Solutions, PSAC doing well. Piton doing well. Redfin killing it. Well, not like
Jeff
Piton, though.
Bezos, his brother Mark, Wally Funk as the oldest now to travel to space, and paying passenger Oliver Damon as the youngest to travel to space. All officially astronauts who will receive those astronaut wings upon their retrieval from this capsule. Guys, I need to note it is July 20th. It is the 52nd anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing. That was a seminal moment for Jeff Bezos. He has said that that is really where the seed was planted for this lifelong, nearly lifelong dream of going to space and becoming an astronaut. And here it is, 52 years later, and it has happened. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, well,
and pretty incredible.
Incredible. I can
For this
remember
new
Bezos and I
era
are
of commercial space.
the same. We're the same age, so I can remember watching that 3 or 4 in the morning, whenever it was, Jim, when they landed on the moon.
Because I am insistent.
Bezos
Amazon is up nicely.
Yes.
It's up 20 points. That's in the world that I'm in, because I'm a dollar sign represented by a man. It's obvious that there were people
There's his
who were
ride.
concerned, and they're buying.
It was quite something to watch, and as Morgan has said so many times, and this is an important industry that we're watching be created. Obviously, it's got a lot ahead of it yet, but Morgan is, and it looks like, I guess they're going to open the.
Here we go.
Open the capsule, and they're running over there, and they'll be coming out shortly. I would guess are the 4 newly, as you say, newly minted astronauts.
They have rehearsed this, but it is the first time that you will see that Blue Origin crew actually open that capsule door back up and welcome people back onto the ground, back onto Earth after this trip more than 62 miles above our planet. And guys, this is the start of commercial service for Blue Origin as well. Now that this successful
Gotta get the
flight
toolbox.
has happened.
Don't forget the toolbox, the screwdrivers. Gotta get that Phillips head screw off that door so we can open it.
Right. I assume this will become commonplace, so much so, I guess the plan is, Morgan, that we certainly won't be focused on it any longer. But today was a historic day.
Now, David, do you think that billionaires who have exhausted pretty much everything they can do between owning islands and buying, say,
All right, we are about 2 minutes and 30 seconds away here from the opening bell. It's almost like they're going to come walking out during the opening bell. What if they timed that?
Focus in on that. Over time, it's expected to come down as we watch them beginning to open the capsule. But yeah, Jim, I distinctly remember a dinner I had a number of years ago with a lot of very wealthy people, exceptionally wealthy, and they went around the table asking them, what would you want to do? What's the one thing? And almost to a person, they said, go to space.
Go to space.
Yeah. So, Morgan,
all right, well, we'll take a peek here. Delta strain jitters put quality back in fashion, taking stock. I'll pull that up here. Let's see what we got here while the store opens when we get to the opening bell.
I feel like you and I, it's our common question that we continue.
Quality generally being referred to as companies that have better earnings and less debt, right?
Space tourism. We don't have those hard numbers from either of the companies publicly yet, but both of these companies, whether it is Blue Origin or Virgin Galactic, continue to say, and have continued to say in the case of Blue Origin here to me over the last couple of days, that demand currently exceeds capacity. And the game plan over the longer term is, it's kind of like the early days of aviation. The more they can ramp production, the more regular they can get with these types of space flights, the more prices can come down and the more accessible and mainstream this entire trip.
Okay, looking at pre-market again, Steel Dynamics, which reported earnings down 3.3%, Riot Blockchain, Coinbase, mostly the crypto stocks down. We've got Rocket Mortgage down 4.27%, 10-year Treasury yields plummeting again. Somebody sent a super chat asking why yields matter. Yields matter for many different reasons, but the biggest thing right now is there a way to sort of evaluate the market's impression of risk. And as we see yields go down, it's generally a sign that more folks are buying bonds, which is seen as a safety play, and yields being pressed down, or kind of the opposite of what the market sort of expected to happen with how low yields continue to run. Bell's in 8 seconds, so let's make sure CNBC plays it, or hope they do.
Stevanato Group.
Yep.
That's a diagnostic services provider. It's celebrating its recent IPO. As you hear the bell.
Here's the bell.
With the NASDAQ, Phillips Edison and Company. It's an owner and operator of shopping centers.
All right, at the opening bell, we got Peloton up about 4%. It is falling right now, so it does look like it had a little bit of euphoria there at the get-go.
Here and there as they begin to, there they are. Exiting
there it is.
Capsule. There's Mr. Bezos.
They timed this with the opening bell. That is so symbolic. Literally at the opening bell, they come out. That is too perfect. Too perfect.
Mark Bezos, Jeff's brother.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. All right, we'll go back to the sticks here in 1 second.
Congratulations. Your daddy's been around. Oh my God.
It's perfect timing.
Oh my God. That was so good.
So as you can see,
What a day again.
these four
here at
newly
6
minted astronauts being greeted by their family and friends who are here to watch this space flight and this historic moment out here in the West Texas desert, just 25 miles north of the small town of Van Horn.
All right, let's get into the sticks now. So, all right, looking at the sticks, we got Piton sitting up 5% right now at the open. So a little bit of volatility here as right into the open. It looks like there was a little bit of profit taking advantage of. I don't blame this. I'm shocked it's moved as much as it has. I'm not very optimistic about very strong sales in the short term, but hey, it's getting propped up as a COVID play, and sometimes all that matters is what the market believes. Virgin Galactic down 4.9% at the moment, at the same time as Blue Origin just had its launch. Almost makes you wonder if Virgin Galactic here is down as sort of a, oh, well, I guess we're not that special or something of that effect compared to Blue Origin. Very, very interesting sort of comparison. And I'd be curious to read some articles to see why Virgin Galactic would be falling at the same moment here. Cardano, $1.04 right now. And this is as BTC has softened a little bit again here in the morning. Let's go to Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin right here. We notice it's sitting at 29,536. So still down a chunk over here. Tesla up 0.5%. Yeah, AMC run. Oh, look at that AMC run. That's a nice chart. Ooh, that is beautiful. So yeah, AMC right now up 3.7%. Really nice start to the day here. Peloton up 5.7, 5.8%. Also very, very strong start today. Absolutely incredible. So you've got a COVID play and momentum play pulling back to the upsides here. Very exciting to see. You've got Cheesecake up 0.25%. Etsy's up 0.6. Apple's up 0.84. Nice. Let's see here. Moderna, IBM, ChargePoint, Bed Bath. Lemonade up 1% as well. Twitter almost 1%. Matterport softening a little bit. It was up as high as 3% this morning, softening a little bit at the moment. Hut 8 Mining, Whirlpool, Coinbase, Cardano. Nice. Good moves here. Very good move. Let's listen to CNBC for a moment.
I'm surprised that there's not another refinance wave, but it looks like, Dave, everybody who wanted to may have refinanced.
May have already done it. Let's get to some of the movers this morning. Let's start with IBM. It's up about 3%. You follow the company pretty closely.
Yeah.
Relatively new CEO still. Obviously, a big split of the company going to be taking place. Revenues were flat, but the market seems to be okay with that.
Well, Citi goes from 140 to 150, says there might be turning the corner. Katie, you're a little skeptical on the conference call about the gross margin. Does still say strengthening of demand, takes it 152 to 164. I think that Arvind Krishna correctly made a case of saying, listen, we've got some businesses that are doing so well. We're going to pour some of our...
I don't know that reverse repos have anything to do with inflation. I see the person donating $10 here suggesting this. I don't think that actually makes sense, but okay. Be interested in more clarity on why you think that. Okay, somebody mentions that NEO's not doing well. It's down 1%. NEO's fine. It's fine. You actually see a little bit of softening here at Tesla as well. So you got the same thing happening at the other autos, apparently. Let's look at CCIV. Peloton and AMC still kicking butt today. Very good. The flight to COVID stocks, I think, is laughable, but okay, I could be wrong. I'll take it. 3.2% on CCIV. Yeah, CCIV is doing very well, so it's not moving with Tesla and NEO. Newegg. Wow, Newegg's also up 4% today. Very nice. Here's AMC, a little bit of a softening just in the last couple minutes here. Yeah, there we go. Starting to flatten a little bit. Let's see, DocuSign, 1.87%. Spirit, BlackBerry, Nordstrom. Very nice. Good. It's a good balanced overall move back to the upside today. You're not recovering a lot of what was lost yesterday, but you're certainly rotating back up. For most, we are getting more red, though. Look at this. This morning, we had, one page of red? Now we've got 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, you have 5 full pages of red. All of a sudden, you've got a whole lot more red. Look at Moderna run again, too. Here's the S&P. SPY. What's this in here?
It's about 100 billion below that now, 2.4.
You're getting one after another, people saying that it looks like there's going to be 2 million more iPhones sold. Today was UBS and talking about average selling price up 2%. That's good gross margin growth, so people are going to like that. We had some very positive comments about FANG. People wanted to, Jeffries comes in and says, stick with Facebook and Google. Ad checks at Facebook, very good. Ad check. Remember, there was privacy issues, so there were people who felt to be a step down.
Oh yeah, a lot of uncertainty in the market right now.
Other stories involving Apple that are not.
Yeah, I know how the reverse repos work, and I realize that there's excess cash. We've talked about that a lot on the channel, but why banks having excess cash could lead to inflation? I don't understand the link. I don't see that link.
In-person time than some of the other big technology companies wanting people back as much as 3 days. So they pushed it out, but it also could be framed as a concern about the Delta variant, although it's not completely clear to me that really is the case. It may very well be related more to them trying to get their policy in line with what their employees are really looking for.
People are struggling.
Because we've brought this up so many times, and it continues to be one of the bigger stories in business in terms of how many people will come back to the office, when they will come back, how they will come back. and whether you lose people if you are more stringent in terms of your expectations.
The way you want to follow that, I find, is to look at GM and Ford.
Okay.
Because car sales are stronger whenever you have a hybrid model, because people are at home, and yet the raw costs of making it.
Let's hop on over to Fox here for a moment. See what they got. No. We got nothing. We got a black screen. Okay, we'll go
I was going
back
to say
to
Jim Farley, I think, is going to. This is going to be the quarter that I think you're going to be surprised at the upside.
Okay.
Why? Because Taiwan Semi basically gave you the high sign that things aren't as tight. 40% increase in the number of chips versus where we thought. These are full feature chips, which means that Ford should not be down where it is.
Okay.
I'm saying buy Ford.
Got it.
I am saying buy Ford.
Okay. And you've been saying that consistently for quite some time, and have been right to do so.
I think Jim Farley,
real measurement,
uniquely is going to be able to talk on the call about the first actual rival to Elon Musk. The Mach-E.
Right.
Okay, we're going to pull off this Mach-E talk and take a peek here. So, okay, we got a little bit of a shift here. So, looks like Moderna had a nice start again here, slowing down a little bit at the moment. You've got Newegg coming back as a momentum mover. Take a look at Newegg here on the day chart. So seeing Newegg go positive again here for once is nice. Although let's go to the unaveraged candlesticks, you should see a little bit more green. There we go. So we've had a positive day here. Looks like we're setting up to be positive today. On average, though, feels like we're trending down. And the average, the way it's calculated, is a downtrend. Now we are up about bobbing between 5.5% to 6% up on Newegg at the moment. Moderna 4.7%. AMC, look at this. AMC, absolutely unreal here. But AMC, solid move to the upside here, 4.55%. Piton rotating down, now only up about 3.7%. Certainly a excitement over potentially a COVID plays coming back, helping prop up Piton right now. Personally, I think that's overblown. I think I've said that too many times, but anyway, it's true. DocuSign's going towards 300 again. That's unreal and incredible. You've got Matterport here, 1.58%. Twitter, 1.39%. Simon Property Group, 1.27%. Carvana 1.06, Fisker 0.59. Fisker's actually going to the upside. Nice. Lemonade, yeah, but Fisker's been having a little bit of pain back at 15 here. Usually it sits around 20. 18 to 20 is where it bobs around. So it's had a little bit of pain here recently. Yeah, looks like now we're getting Marathon Digital and Riot Blockchain really accelerating those losses after this BTC lockup. I did a little bit of dip buying here, but the dip is now continuing to dip on cryptos. So we'll have to keep an eye on opportunities here. I've been doing small nibble buying on my current acquisition target, which is 88 Cardano, and not going massively heavy on any kind of crypto unless we see a big sell-off, which to me would be like BTC 19K. So we'll see what happens there. Is Clove plummeting? Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't call it plummet, but it is going down 3%. There's Cardano. We got Piton at 390. Newegg sitting at 7% now. Yeah, see, you could even hear T-Doc, 2.7%, along with that. But it's so ironic because you also have Simon Property Group up here. Just odd. Very, 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 very odd. Let's listen in over here.
We're taking a look because the stock didn't perform overly well in all stock transactions.
David, an undercurrent that we have to talk about is Bitcoin, which the Bitcoin enthusiasts are muted. They're
below 30,000
I'm talking about Tether tonight.
What are you going to say, or is that a tease?
About Tether being perhaps a bit of an Achilles heel.
You need to explain can you explain what Tether is for people?
Think of it like a money fund. It's like you can redeem it The
Oh,
biggest one
gosh.
by far.
I don't want to hear Kramer explain this. I'm gonna try to go back to Fox Biz. I don't know why I don't have a feed on Fox Biz. Is it just this channel? Yeah. What happened? What did the world do to Fox Business? There's literally no feed, at least for me. Okay. All right. Well, then I can't escape Jim Cramer talking about XRP.
Operate here, which I find to be what I call a red flag. It's a red flag.
So there's concern. And
They're really concerned in Washington.
does that impact all of crypto? If there's a lot of concern,
they're talking about this in the paper that I'm going to go over tonight. It's you're really talking about people who are so concerned that they invoke things like the Lehman Brothers money fund. Remember
when they broke the buck.
Yes, a break the buck situation. Mm-hmm. So that's something I've got a professor from Yale on who understands exactly how things can go wrong when people aren't expecting them. And I know that Gensler and Yellen don't want this to happen. This is
Bezos shut down the Fox sat. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at Newegg. Just rocketed. Oh, my gosh. Newegg killing it today. Now up 16%. It's taken the thunder. Oh, wow. That's wow, now up 18%. AMC moving nicely as well. Pretty solid day. A lot of it shows you how quickly the market can shift. Virgin Galactic though falling right along with Riot and Marathon after the Blue Origin launch. Got Blue Apron. Here's a stay-at-home play, down 3.75%. It's just so weird how the market's deciding what's going to do well and what's not. I mean, yesterday, but Peloton and Blue Apron were doing well. If you hopped in and said, "Oh, I'm gonna buy Blue Apron instead of Peloton," Blue Apron's down, Peloton's up. It's very odd. Pinterest down 1%, Palantir down 1%, United Airlines down about 0.5%. Look at this, Tesla just rotated to the downside, was up about 0.5%. Tesla now down 0.5%, along with Macy's and Etsy's now sitting at about 1/3%. Redfin was up, now it's down. Look at that. Opened up, now down. Costco barely up, mostly flat at the moment. Square 0.08%. S&P 500 up 0.43%. Because the S&P on that constant upward trajectory. Newegg now up about 16%. AMC also doing very well here, up solid 6.15%. And P-Ton up 4.85. ChargePoint returning to favor a little bit at 3.39. Let's listen again over here.
This month as well, leading. Industrials up a little bit, tech's up as well. So,
oh, look at this, though. Look at this. The 10-year Treasury. It's almost under 1.14. It's sitting at 1.144 right now. And I'm pretty sure I just saw that 1.42. Absolutely unreal to see this complete flip back. Wow.
Cautious on ending the bond buying program if, in fact, there are major issues going forward in August and September, October, limited lockdowns of any kind at all. Those are the two issues, I think. One thing that's very clear, we are very oversold in large parts of the market. So take a look here, and I'm using RSI, which is a sort of momentum indicator, a short-term momentum indicator. And generally, when you're at or below 30, that's very oversold. So energy, Russell 2000, transports, materials, S&P mid-caps, all on the oversold side. And of course, we're seeing some bounce today. And some of these reopening stocks have given up, it's 50, 60, 70% of their gains for the year. These stocks were all up huge in January and February. But look, Carnival, United Airlines, Freeport-McMoran, Schlumberger, Gap, all 20, 30% off of their highs. That's pretty oversold if you believe in the reopening story. So there are obviously people who are arguing we should be doing something or buying in some way. As for the earnings, they keep going on. Jim mentioned PPG. I just want to reiterate what's going on because this is a real kind of issue for certain sectors of the economy. So PPG is a big paint and coatings maker. The business has been fabulous. Volumes are up 24%. 100%. People are engaging in all sorts of things that involve coatings, of course, paints and automobiles, but there's tremendous raw materials shortages. There's tremendous logistics issues with getting the raw materials to them. And as a result, they actually didn't have a very good earnings report because the higher prices that they were able to charge are not.
Yeah, by the way, that's something that folks are thinking about car companies too, is that car sales are just going to do so well is the thought. And that, oh, cars are selling at higher prices. But the problem is because of all of these supply chain issues, prices might go up, but earnings might actually go down because there's so much less product that you can actually sell. So we also have the NVIDIA split took place. Looks like it was a, I actually don't know, but I think it was a 4-for-1 just based on the price. That's my guess. Is it a 4-for-1? I'm sure somebody in the comments can verify that though. But yeah, take a look at this. You get this incredible run leading up to about a week before the split. And then you get traders starting to take their profits. It's a pretty common curve you could follow. You buy in when it's, 4-to-1. You buy in when it's announced and you just ride it until slightly before the split. Same thing with Apple and Tesla. Although those were closer to like the day after is when they started selling off. The day after and 2 days after. Not a week before like here with NVIDIA. Newegg, 14%. AMC, 7% today. Look at that. Finally breaking that downtrend. Very nice. Bucking that downtrend. Here we go, looking at treasuries again.
Lack of net interest margin, right, Jim? Yeah. We'll be right back.
Wow, somebody here mentions their 4x4 Tacomas have a markup over the MSRP. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's incredible. Oh yeah, anything crypto related right now is just getting absolutely obliterated. I mean, look at this. You've got a Marathon down 6.85%, Riot down 6%. Look at these on the day chart too. So let's go to day chart. Ooh. You are almost getting back to, certainly almost back to May lows, but I wonder if we'll see February or January lows. Ooh, but we're certainly falling fast there on Marathon. Riot falling pretty fast. You've got Hut 8 mining 5.15%. Ooh, yeah, just crypto's getting burned. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, my bad. Here, I was going to show you the day chart of Marathon. And this is where I have my support line drawn at 1728. And that's mostly because of January. But yeah, you could see we almost got to that level here in May. Looking at Riot. We're within our lower channel again here. Looks like we had our May low at about 2068. Right now we're trading at 24.28, so we're just $4 away from our support. Makes you wonder if those will be buying opportunities. Look at Voyager Digital, for example, $10.90. Ouch. Ouch. 66 cents on Big Digital. Whew. Arcimoto down 2.86%. Workhorse down 2.85. Cardano sitting at $1.03. These are low crypto prices. I mean, if there's shopping to be done, it seems like crypto is the place to potentially consider shopping right now. 0.6% on Tesla. Tesla moving down to the dark side again here. And Bitcoin still sitting around that 29,550 level. Moving to the upside, though. Newegg, AMC, Moderna. Very nice. Piton giving up a little bit of its morning rally. Yeah, look at that. AMC. 37.08%. Why not coin? I don't know that I said not coin. I would say, yeah, coin is a consideration as well. You've got, and remember, you've got this opposite V of earnings at coin, where I believe their transaction revenue will go down, but their additional service revenues will go up. However, you're going to have this really painful transition where those revenues go down and you transition over. So, I mean, personally, I think you've got some great buying opportunities over time, because in the long run, I'm pretty bullish on coin. but not in the short term at all. I mean, look at the disaster of coin right now, down at 215, straight down here. Oh, well, actually not really straight down. We did have a little bit of a run here up to about 263. You go out further to like IPO time, and it's basically straight down. It looks like right now at 215, we're trading slightly below the 218 support line that I've drawn previously. So another thing to keep an eye on here. See if this goes back down to about. See, we've stretched down below these levels before. 210, 208. See if we get a full candlestick break below. Okay. Let's listen in here.
Wally Funk, pioneer, female pioneer, and astronaut pioneer as well. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more.
Of course you are. Every time I switch to them. Okay, maybe not every time, but it just feels like it's frequently that they're going on commercials. Look at this. Cheesecake and Spirit today. Cheesecake up 1.83%. American Express up 1.8%. Darden's up. Spirit Airlines is up. Rite Aid's up. A lot of these reopening recovery plays just coming back today. Which, again, is why I think it's so interesting that Peloton's also up 3.52%, because usually these trade opposite each other. Like yesterday made sense. The recovery plays were down. Peloton was up. Today, they're both up. Very interesting. Yeah, thank you, DK. I'm down to do some investigating into the XRP. I'll write that down. So thank you for that. So, yeah, Newegg, 14%. Good bump back up. Real solid momentum play here. You just have to be very careful. This one does sell off fast. Voyager Digital now down 4%, getting a little bit worse here. Otherwise, things are relatively stable. I mean, you've got a few things on the extremes. You got crypto losing on one extreme. You've got on the upside, you've got a little bit of momentum coming back. AMC, Newegg coming back. You've got some recoveries and stay-at-home plays like T-Doc, Peloton, and some of the recoveries doing well. But other than that, it's a pretty mixed day with things up, up or down 1% to 2%. Pretty much where we stand. Let's see here. Kevin, do you believe the lack of mechanics, drivers, workers is due to laziness or low offerings not being incentivized to work? Gosh, I think it's I don't think it's purely I don't think you can purely cast it as, oh, everybody's being lazy or everybody's not being incentivized. I think it's a confluence of issues, right? You've got people don't have their kids back in school. That's enough of an issue for most people alone. Some people don't have the childcare, which is similar to kids going to school. Some people do not have the skills anymore. What if you were a camera operator at Fox and now all of a sudden the cameras were replaced by robots during COVID and you don't have a camera job anymore, right? And so now you got to retool from studio camera operator to field camera operator. And maybe that takes time, and maybe it's harder for you to get hired like that because you have a different skill set now. I don't know. It's kind of odd, but yeah, you've got a lot of mess going on, and then obviously you have unemployment. In some cases you're getting $400, $500, $600, $700 not to work, which and that's per week. So on a weekly basis, you're getting $2,000 to $3,000 in some states to not work. But again, now for some people that's necessary, and the social safety net is working. For other people, yeah, it probably is a disincentive. So you kind of have all of these things happening together. But look, schools reopen August, September. Unemployment expires August, September. And you've got hopefully folks taking advantage of this time that they are at home to where they're retooling to where they can go back to work. People were getting underpaid to begin with. Now they have to be underpaid and risk getting COVID at work. Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, I didn't actually mention that. You're right. You also have COVID fears. There are a lot of folks who don't want to get the vaccine. What do we say? Somewhere around 30%? About 30% of folks who don't want to get the vaccine. And so there is a concern that, wait, with the Delta variant, do we really want to go back? Yeah, Germany does have a lot more time off. This is true. People were getting underpaid to begin with. Now they have to be underpaid. Right, and risk getting COVID. Right. Thank you for that. Well, working for someone is not as bad as it seems. I mean, one of the beautiful things about working for someone rather than working for yourself, and don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm self-employed, but you show up, you clock in at 8 or 9, you leave at 4 or 5, you get your 1 hour lunch, you get your insurance, half of your payroll covered, your payroll taxes. You get so many, you get vacation time, you get consistency, you get a lot. Sometimes you get that camaraderie of an office. Self-employed, you don't get any of that. You pay your own insurance. Yeah, you don't oftentimes have that camaraderie. You don't have that set schedule. You're always working. They're like, oh, self-employed people like to make fun of people working 9 to 5, but self-employed people then are working, 5 to 9. So it's good for some people, put it that way. It's not good for others. Peloton slipping here. Peloton now bouncing around 3.5 to 3.3 now. AMC 5.89. A little bit of slipping here as well. Let's go to the day chart here. 1 minute. Thoughts on future pop on work from home plays? I just think the work from home play is overplayed. I actually am not very optimistic about the Delta variant forcing this new work from home push. Could be wrong, but I think I don't think the Delta variant is going to create this surge of work from home plays like we saw with COVID 1.0. Certainly it's not going to be near the magnitude because you have so many folks who are vaccinated, 60%-ish. But hey, look, maybe in the short term you get some things moving. Looks like SoFi just dropped again a little bit. Let's take a peek here. Nope, not quite. It's actually sitting flat, essentially. 15.19. NEO 1.1. I think NEO's going to have a rough ride until those lockups expire. Remember that. And that's about over the next 10 days that we got to deal with this. So in case you didn't see the flight, take a look.
Jeff, go. Mark, go. Wally, go. Oliver, you are going to space.
Jeff Bezos and his Blue Origin rocket making history. They reached space in the last hour, and they came down safely. Good Tuesday morning, and welcome to another Hour Squawk on the Street. I'm David Faber, along with Mike Santoli.
Keep in mind the coupon code for the amazing programs link down below does expire in 2 days. 40% off stock, psychology, money, real estate investing, property management, do-it-yourself rental renovations and property management, sales, YouTube, making YouTube videos, making money from home. Talking about work from home. Maybe Google is what you want to invest in.
0.85%. And that brings me to Mr. Santoli. Sort of want to see if anything has stood out to you in this first half hour of trading.
Gaining back so far about half what we lost in the S&P yesterday. Certain things were primed to bounce because, 5-6 weeks ago is when, the banks and the energy started rolling over. We talked a lot about that. And that seems like that was stretched a little bit tight. Treasury yields stopped making new lows. I think that's all you can really say. We went down to 114 or so and kind of lifted from there. Seemed to be a little bit of a cue for dip buyers to go back in. Also, final point is S&P yesterday in the morning went down to its 50-day average. It's about the 6th time this year it's done that.
Well, I think it's interesting he said dip buyers to come in because yields going up means you have less buyers. So maybe he means they sold and then they took their money and then threw it into the stock market. Maybe we'll go with that.
When it'll say if this is just a bounce and people were trying to feel it out, or it's maybe more
sustainable. Clear. Okay, so I was going to ask you. So Friday's close, which is where, Mike? Where
I think it's 43.25-ish, that type of area. So another 1%, a little less than 1% up from here.
Okay, let's get more on the markets, and for that we are joined by Lizanne Saunders, Chief Investment Strategist at Charles Schwab. Lizanne, I'd love to start off with you on the 10-year because it does seem to be certainly center right now. 114, as Mike said. What do you make of it, and what does it say, broadly speaking, about anything, I guess, that you want to key off of from there?
Well, I think at least initially the move down off the late March highs was surprising, but when you looked under the hood, you saw there was a lot of positioning changing and massive short covering. Now you'd have to argue that there's either a momentum trade on the downside for yields, the upside for prices that could push the level, and probably has pushed the level beyond what either the inflation or growth fundamentals suggest. We just have to concede there's a lot of short-term money in the market, and it doesn't only speculate or play the short-term trends on the equity side or in the options market. It may be doing that in the Treasury market as well. But
it's also worth noting that, remember, during the pandemic, during the beginning of it, crypto didn't do much. It wasn't until like the end of last year, December and the beginning of this year.
Subsequent moves since then has really adjusted leadership within the market.
Yeah, well, you mentioned
the difference between real estate investing and sales is the sales courses for real estate agents. Investing's for everyone.
Reflected in the broader averages and/or the mega caps that we so often cover. Well, is that sort of done at this point, in your opinion, or is there more to go?
Well, if you look at breadth measures relative to the 50-day moving average, and to Mike's point, with the overall S&P having successfully rebounded off that 50-day moving average, under the surface, the numbers are a lot worse. As of yesterday's close, you only had about 36% of the S&P's constituents trading above their moving averages, and quite a bit less for both the NASDAQ and the Russell. If you look, and I put on my Twitter feed this morning some breadth charts, you can see that we're right around the levels where we bounced last September, but a ways to go on the downside to the extent momentum continues to where we were back in March. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if we're about done from a breadth perspective, just because I think there's some similarities to what was going on in the late August.
I'm going to pull off this. Yeah, I still think there's going to be some, I don't know, we're still going to have some crazy ups and downs over the next few weeks here. And it's interesting because things are going a little bit more red again right now. And look, Etsy, look at these spark lines here. Etsy going down. You've got Lemonade going down. Spotify down. You got lots of pain over here as well. Look at that. Blink is going straight down, 4.6%. Blue Apron's down a full 5%. Here was a stay-at-home play that just all of a sudden got wrecked. Virgin Galactic down 8%. People not liking the competition there in spaceflight. Makes sense to me. That was pretty impressive by Blue Origin. You've got AMC settling down a little bit, 4.19%. And Peloton only about 2.33% right now. Yeah, the big chillaxing. DocuSign, boy, oh boy. I'm very, very impressed with DocuSign. And wish I owned more of it. Oh well, it's doing very, very well. Remember, I still so much remember DocuSign under 200. It was only like 3 weeks ago. Cannabis has sold off a little bit. Salesforce, I'll tell you, here's one that's like, here's the definition of like trading sideways over the last chunk. Maybe not that great. Because it's more of like a downtrend and then a slight up. But anyway. Salesforce, my gosh, it's been doing nothing. Square, pretty much flat. It's also kind of been doing nothing, honestly. Macy's, up 0.71%. AMC giving up a bit here. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Here's AMC intraday. Wow, look at it bounce off this line. We had this line here drawn 37.42. It bounces off 37.33. It's pretty close. That is a good reiteration of this line, though. I'll tell you that. All right, let's go back here.
That's right, because you were at historically very high valuations, but of course, earnings came roaring back.
Right.
Markets had amazing returns with these above-level valuations. Where do you think that puts us right now, whether it's in absolute terms, given what earnings are likely to kind of slow down in terms of growth next year, but also relative to fixed income or any other way you'd like to assimilate what equities are valued at right now?
Well, the first point I always make about valuation is never, ever use it as a short-term market timing tool. It tells you nothing about what the market is going to do in the subsequent year, regardless of how lofty valuations are or how cheap valuations are. Second, though, to your point, certainly what distinguishes the current period versus, say, 99-2000 is that we're in this massive acceleration in the denominator in the E when using traditional PE ratios, and that's helped to bring both the forward PE down substantially and pretty soon probably the trailing PE by virtue of the strength in the second quarter. The problem is that not only you're still on the more expensive end of the spectrum, but many of the valuation metrics that were being pointed to your point, relative to fixed income, like, for instance, a real earnings yield, because of the spike in inflation, the real earnings yield is now in negative territory. So you sort of have to check that off the list of those interest rate inflation-oriented valuation metrics that until recently you could have pointed to and said sort of, yeah, but relative to interest rates, relative to low inflation, the market's not egregiously overvalued.
Well, speaking of sectors, to sort of end there, Lizanne, I know what healthcare is something you still like, not many others. Why healthcare, which we should point out, by the way, maybe helped today, but HCA shares are up over 11%, one of the largest hospital providers, hospital companies in the country having very strong earnings. But why healthcare?
Well, we do both qualitative and quantitative work on healthcare and the various components of what we look at.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull off the healthcare discussion here. So otherwise, market relatively stable. We do see that the spread, though, of cryptos, pretty much anything crypto related at the bottom of the list here. BTX is a momentum play, is down in favor of Newegg, which is doing very well. AMC's trying to keep on hold on to its gains here, along with things like BlackBerry. Ford's actually up 3.2 today. Spirit Airlines, Norwegian. So you've got some recoveries up here. Piton was initially up. It's only up about 2.7 right now. It was up as high as almost 7%. Ubiquity back over 300. Pretty strong threshold there for Ubiquity. Keeps getting back to that 300 figure. Did run as high as 400 once. Anyway. All right. Well, there you have it for today. Check out those amazing programs linked down below. Use that 40% off coupon code expiring in 2 days. And folks, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. Bye.